Good to see you too.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I just give everybody a heads up. I'm at my house today and I've got some guys working on our sprinkler system. So if you hear sprinklers or see guys walking behind me, just know it's okay. It's just multitasking at its finest today. Okay, I'm gonna pull up our September brand kit, our announcements for this month, so everybody's in the loop. Um, Happy September to our agents. And let me pull these over. Okay. So our Georgia office just hit 100 agents, and I'm so excited about this. For our agents who maybe are newer or this is your first training with us, uh, about 30 or so of these agents are in our Atlanta area, and then we've got about 70 in our North Georgia area, Chattanooga border. So if you've got any referrals to make out to Chattanooga area, we probably got you covered. And vice versa. If any Chattanooga agents are on and you need an Atlanta area agent, we've probably got you covered. We are all over the metro area. I'm based out of West Atlanta, and again, we've got contacts kind of everywhere. We also have over 500 agents within our brokerage as a whole. Just as of a couple weeks ago, we're now in Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, and Alabama and Hawaii. So it's amazing the growth that's happening within our company. And we all know this is not just something that has been like a quick, we've got all these agents join because we're, just a mediocre brokerage. We're a great company. We've got great leaders, and I'm super excited for the future of our company. Again, the more agents that join us, the more connections we've got. If our Georgia agents have questions, they don't just have me that they can reach out to ask a question. They've got over 500 agents now to where you can most definitely get your question answered and get lots of different opinions and ideas and things like that. So super excited. Congratulations to all of us for hitting 100 agents in Georgia. Super excited about that. One other thing that we just came out with, Zach and Cameron have been working really hard on this, is this agent benefit brochure. I'm just going to show y'all super quickly. I'm not going to flip through all of it, but we've got over 50 benefits that you may or may not know about with being a part of our brokerage. Um, Here, I'm trying to flip through this. So we've got Dot Loop, we've got Lofty, we have AI generated headshots if you need them. We've got an AI sales trainer 24/7. You can ask questions through our website for that sales trainer. We give you a personalized, customized website if you need. We've got the agent dashboard that we've got currently, and then we have a new agent dashboard that's coming within the next couple weeks that's going to do even more things that are going to blow all of our minds, I'm sure. An AI business builder. We've got lists for all of the agents within each MLS that we're a part of that we will share with our agents if you need to make a mass text or mass email or something like that. We've got boostings. We've got Curbio, BossCat. We've got Move Concierge. We've got lead courses. We've got brokers that you can reach out to at any time. We've got Thinkific, which is training. We've got weekly training classes. We've got agent hangouts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I encourage you, if you received the announcements, to kind of click through these things and figure out what you could implement into your business because there's most likely something that you're not utilizing that we give you for free as being a part of our brokerage that we encourage you to utilize. So why not check it out? And if you ever have any agent friends that are looking for a change or maybe paying too much in compensation to their brokerage, then you may want to share that benefit booklet with them just to kind of show them what we have to offer. So just a little snippet there. Priority title, if you're in the Chattanooga area or in Tennessee, you use a title company versus a closing attorney. And we've got a great deal going on right now with our title company out of Murfreesboro. Tuesday, September 2nd, which was yesterday, was our as a whole agent team meeting for the Tennessee office, where that's where we were founded. So that's the main team meeting, if I can say it that way. We've got several other training classes that are coming to our Murfreesboro office, several other classes in Chattanooga to look out for this month. And this is our monthly class for Georgia. We were doing this weekly, as most of y'all know, but we have changed it now to monthly. We're going to have a monthly meeting on the first Wednesday of the month, and then also have an agent hangout once a month or some kind of get together where we can be in person. So this month, I'm excited to announce we're doing a Braves game for our agents local to the Atlanta area. September 12th, 6:15 is when the game starts. We only have 20 tickets that are available. So, and actually, I would say more like 15 now. So please RSVP if you would like to go to that so we can reserve you a ticket. And we've got really good seats, and it's going to be a good, exciting night. I can't remember. I think they're playing the Padres. I think it's Braves Padres, just in case you know, are a fan of either. Hawaii now is doing training classes as well. And again, just a reminder, if you are a part of Zach Taylor, you can join into any of our training classes, no matter what state you're in. We've got some brand kits here. And congratulations to our top producers for the month of August. I don't see any Georgia faces on there, but we're coming. We're coming for y'all, Tennessee. Just watch. Just watch. I'm seeing a couple Georgia agents. And then our top producers for sales volume. And as a reminder, as always, check out Zach's YouTube channel. He has lots of great content. Dotloop is our electronic filing system, and I would highly, highly recommend that you get on Dotloop and play around with it. Just get familiar with Dotloop before you have 15 deals lined up to go through. And then, of course, connect with us on social media. All right, I think I am done with my announcements. I would like to introduce everybody to Lauren Duke. She is the owner, I believe, of Core Ops Collective, and I'm super excited and thankful that she is with us today. And go ahead, Lauren. You can take over. You can share your screen. Do whatever you'd like.
Oh, I thank you. I just requested to be able to screen share. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. All right. You guys can see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Lauren Duke. I am the owner of Corpse Collective. I'm the former COO of a top 10 mega real estate team. We started in one location with 4 agents, and we grew to 21 locations, over 150 agents, and closed 3,000 transactions all in 4 years. And it was chaotic and hectic, and I made probably every single mistake possible. I'm here today to talk about the 5 systems that every agent needs and the one that you are ignoring. So when you first get into real estate, you're taught to build, right? You're building out your sphere of influence. You're building out your buyer and seller guides. You're figuring out what your lead gen activities are going to be, right? The point is to get more leads, to get more appointments, to get more closings, right? That's the formula that's handed to you. But 79% of real estate leads never convert into a sale, right? And they're not bad leads, okay? There's just no system to nurture and follow through with them. And almost half of agents quit attempting any sort of contact after just one follow-up. But what do most agents do, right? They just go and try to get more leads and add more appointments to an already packed calendar. They double down on the grind and they have their coffee and a prayer that volume is going to fix all of their problems. But I want to ask, what is it costing you? Okay. It's costing you money because your leads aren't sitting around twiddling their thumbs. If they reached out to you yesterday and they haven't gotten in touch, they might be talking to another agent already today. Okay. It's costing you your energy because you're juggling screenshots and endless notes on your phone and playing catch up at midnight instead of running your business like the CEO that you are. And that's exhausting, right? It's costing you time because systems don't just magically build themselves. And 6 months from now, you will just have more leads lost, more hours wasted, and more frustration that keeps piling on. Okay. The truth is that more sales is not going to solve the chaos that's in your business. It's just going to magnify it. And the agents who actually scale, they're not building more, they're building systems. Okay, so I want to make sure that you understand if you are exhausted right now, it's not because you're lazy. Okay, you're probably just missing the systems that carry the weight. Now, systems are the difference between chasing your business and controlling it. Okay. But what is a system, anyways? I saw a Facebook post in a group the other day, and it was like everybody talks about systems, like how great systems are. How do we set up systems? But what are they, right? So, by definition, a system is a set of principles or procedures according to which something is done. It's an organized framework or a method. And here's what most agents are missing. You're overthinking it, okay? You already have systems, whether you realize it or not. The way that you are launching a listing, that's a system. The way that you hand contracts to your TC is a system. The way that you're running your listing appointments is a system, okay? So the problem isn't that you don't have them, it's that they're inconsistent. They're living in your head, in your phone notes, or in a notebook, okay? And when systems live in chaos, your business lives in chaos. And so the real shift happens when those systems are intentional, repeatable, and integrated. Okay. That's when your business starts running itself and stops running you ragged. So today we're going to talk about the 5 systems every agent needs. And you're going to walk away with clarity on what they are, why they matter, and a simple framework to see where your business is strong and where it needs strengthened. And the thing that pulls all of this together that almost every agent ignores, that's quietly costing you time, money, and energy every single day. So the first system that every agent needs is to set the vision or a goal setting system. Okay. Now, hang with me here for a second because I'm not going to go talk about your typical like vision board workshop. Let's set our goals and hold each other accountable sort of thing. Okay. This system is determining clarity in your business, literally defining what you want out of it. There's a zillion other things out in the world that you could go and sell. So why did you choose real estate? Where is it taking you? Because if you don't know where you're going, you're going to end up chasing everyone else's definition of success. So who here is guilty of comparing themselves to other agents in the market or even within your own brokerage? Okay. Most agents set their goals based on what they see other agents doing. More volume, more closings, flashier numbers, right? It all sounds great, but none of that's guaranteeing that you actually want the life that comes with it. So mapping out the vision of your business forces you to determine success on your terms. So I want to ask you, how much income do you really need? Not just to cover expenses, but to actually fund your life. How many hours do you want to work each week? What days are non-negotiable for your family, for rest, for your sanity? And 3 years from now, are you the rainmaker, the CEO, or a leader of a leveraged micro team? When you don't answer these questions for yourself, your business is going to decide for you. And not to ruin the ending for anyone that hasn't gotten this far yet, but it usually decides that you're going to be overworked and underpaid. Okay. Now, agents who set clear income and lifestyle goals are 3 times more likely to hit them. And not because they have any more hustle than the next guy, but because they finally know what they're working towards. So that's the power of setting the vision. Bigger isn't always better. Clear is better. And figuring out what enough looks like so that every other system in your business has a target to aim for is what we're doing here. Now, the second system you need is going to be a marketing system, okay? Obviously, you cannot scale without demand. That saying, if you build it, they will come. No, they will not. You have to tell them why they need to choose you, okay? A lot of agents confuse posting on social media with marketing. They post a just sold, graphic here, some market stats there, maybe throw a few bucks at a meta ad for an open house when things feel slow, okay? Posting random content is not a system. There are 1.4 million real estate agents in the US, and I really hate to ruffle your feathers here, but you all do the same exact thing. So if you don't know how to market yourself and what you bring to the table, you're going to be blending in with all of the other just sold posts and market stat graphics. So having a real marketing system forces you to define how people find you and why they choose you. So figure out who is your target audience. And now I'm not talking about anyone who just wants to buy or sell, right? But a clearly defined group of people you want to work with. What are their similar interests? Where are they hanging out? Do they have similar life stages that they're in, like new families buying a starter home or move uppers looking for their forever home? Do they have similar career paths, like military members or doctors or lawyers or people like that? So go through your past clients and figure out which ones you've loved working with and which ones you could probably pass on the opportunity to work with them again if it came along. You want to build out your target audience avatar here. And where are they showing up? Are you finding them on Instagram? Are you getting them through referrals, open houses, community events? Pick 3 lead sources that you can absolutely dominate, not 15 that you can barely manage. Everybody's looking for the silver bullet and whatever is working for everyone else, but you need to figure out what is going to work for you. Clarity is key here. One of our past clients got really, really clear on what lead gen activities she actually enjoyed doing. And so she focused on Instagram, Facebook, which were the same things, right? And client appreciation events. And within 90 days, she was able to stop her pay at close Zillow leads because her events were having fantastic turnouts with clients bringing friends, and her follower to lead conversion ended up doubling. So she was able to get so specific with her messaging that people started to feel like they knew her. She wasn't just showing up with one foot in the door on these lead gen activities, and really got rid of what wasn't filling her own cup and allowed her to focus. So, what does your audience want to hear from you? What problems are they facing, and how does your messaging consistently show that you understand and that you can solve these problems, okay? How can they trust that you will? Now, listen, most of our audience, most of the time, right, is relatable to who we are. We usually want to help our former selves. So tell your own story. If your target audience is a first-time home buyer, talk about how overwhelming it was when you bought your first home and walk them through exactly what you wish someone would have told you. And if it's move up families, talk about the chaos of buying and selling at the same time and how you make it manageable. If they're military or doctors or lawyers or whatever's, right? Show that you understand the unique demands of their lifestyle and how your process is there to respect their time. Now, what do you have in place to capture their information? This is where you want to create specific guides or checklists or sign up forms that's gathering their names and emails and phone numbers. And then have a CRM that you're actually going to use that tracks those leads so they're not falling through the cracks. Now, when you don't have the answers to these questions, your marketing is going to blend in with the other 1.4 million agents that are doing exactly what you're doing, okay? So really make sure that you are the visible, credible, and obvious choice. Now, if we have a way to get all of these leads into our business, how are we making sure that they're actually paying off for the business? And that's where the sales system or the acquire business aspect of the scale framework comes into play. And this is where a lot of agents lose momentum. They get the attention, they get the inquiries, and then the follow-up is inconsistent. And that's when the pipeline runs dry, okay? So this is the system that is turning strangers into signed clients. And if it's not predictable and repeatable, you're always going to feel like you're starting over. It's incredibly frustrating. So let me ask you, do you know where each of your leads came from? Were they a referral from a past client, a paid lead, a website inquiry, open house? Where did they come from? Because if you don't know where they came from, you can't measure what's working. You won't know what is actually profitable and which ones are eating at your bank account. And what happens in the first 24 hours after a lead comes in? Do they get a call, a text, a personal touch? Are they sitting in your inbox until you get around to it? Is 6 weeks gone by and you're like, oh, shoot, somebody said that they wanted to connect me. How are you following up? Okay. Do you have them segmented as far as status, like hot, watch, cold, nurture, etc.? If you are treating them all the same and crossing your fingers that you're following up at the right time, we need to change that because timing absolutely matters. Someone who's ready to move in the next 30 days needs a completely different level of urgency than someone who's just starting to explore and won't be ready for another 12 months. So when your database is segmented, you can follow up with the right cadence and the right message at the right time. And that's going to build you that predictable pipeline. Now, when you're going on a buyer or seller consultation, do you have a clear process with guides and packets and proof of value? Or is it kind of just like a free form conversation and you're hoping that they like you enough to sign? Because again, if you're not bringing structure, you're going to come in with that same coffee and a prayer that we were talking about earlier. They are going to make their decision based on your confidence. And if you show up prepared, you're going to become the obvious choice. So if you cannot confidently say that you have a defined path for every lead that comes in, you're not building a predictable business. A marketing system without a sales system to back it up is just a really cute Canva graphic that makes your Instagram feed look like you know what you're doing. But that does not always lead to sales in the pipeline. So you want predictable, repeatable, and profitable outcomes. So now, if your marketing is pulling people in and your sales system is converting them into clients, the question becomes, how are you running the business behind the business? Because chaos is not a strategy. Sticky notes are not a strategy. An assistant who just knows how you like it, it's also not a strategy. Also, I've been that assistant before, and it's a lot of pressure and honestly, really nerve-wracking, okay? So you need to be able to lead with systems or have operations. And this is what is keeping the entirety of your business running, whether you're in the office or on vacation. Now, operations is usually where I lose most agents, so I'm not sure I even want to read these questions out loud. But I get it. It's not glamorous. It's not income producing. It doesn't give you awards or allow you to put the like top 0.125% of the MLS on your captions and in your email signature and stuff like that. But it is what is going to set you apart from being the exhausted, dragged through the mud agent and one that's actually enjoying life. You get to have dinner without wondering who texted you in the whole 20 minutes that your phone has been face down. You get to go on vacation and not roll your eyes when I've mentioned it twice in this section so far. And you feel like you can breathe without it all coming undone. Okay, so my second grader came home last week and told me that his homework was to take a picture of a system for organization that we have in our house. And obviously, I nerded out because we have the cute pantry bins and the handmade shelves and cubbies and all of these cute, like Pinteresty things that we've built in our house. But my son chose the $30 barely metal shoe organizer that I got off of Amazon to talk about. And when I asked him why that was important to him, he said that if he doesn't put his shoes away, and put them where they need to go, right? We trip over them or they get lost and then we're late. And that's all this is, okay? That's all operations are, systems are. Those boring, everyday systems that you take time to set up once, like I did when I put the rods in the world's thinnest mesh on this Amazon thing to make this shoe rack together, okay? I don't even think about it anymore, right? When he said that, I was like, really? That? Okay. But they make the biggest difference in our everyday world. And so that's what operations do for you. They give you clarity, consistency, and control. And now you mentioned earlier something about the dashboard that you guys have. at Zach Taylor. I would love to take a look at that because just I would love to nerd out on what all that entails. Because that's what you need. You need to know your numbers. You need to know what's in your pipeline, what's coming in as far as income. Can you afford to go and, take a leap of faith on this new marketing, I don't know, company or whatever, right? You can't just fly by the seat of your pants and be like, oh, this feels right, because that's how you end up, overwhelmed. So we've got the leads coming in, we've got sales converting, we've got operations running the whole machine, right? But all of that isn't going to determine whether or not your business continues to grow unless you have a client experience that's going to help your business become better, help your business build, right? Just from you being you. And many of you might be sitting here thinking, I already have this. I ask for a review at the end. I give them a closing gift. I say happy birthday on Facebook, but what's the actual point of it all? 92% of consumers trust recommendations from friends and family over all forms of advertising. Except in real estate, less than 20% of past clients actually send referrals. So, how are we making sure that that number is significantly higher for you? Do you have intentional touch points after closing, like check ins, anniversaries, updates that are keeping you top of mind year after year? Let me go one step further too. Is it written down and consistent, or are we hanging by a hope that you're going to remember to do it this time around? Now, do you have a referral system that makes it simple for clients to send people your way? Or are you hoping that they'll remember you when the time comes? Okay. Are you segmenting your past clients into like A, B, or C, like, VIP categories? So you know which ones are supporting your business. And are you celebrating that? So, do your clients know they're still your clients even after closing? Most of us pride ourselves on relationship building. But if you're just liking their posts and commenting on a picture here and there, that's not always enough. You need to put in what you expect to get out. So, just like we talked about building out your messaging to get clients to understand why you're the right choice, you need to build out your past client touch plan to keep them understanding why they made the right choice. Because then you're going to be the no-brainer when it comes to, hey, Sally, who was your realtor? And you don't feel like you have to start over every month. Every client becomes a lifetime client as well as a source of consistent, repeatable business. One of our past clients implemented her own past client touch plan last summer and has generated 6 referral closings in 1 year without spending an extra dollar, simply just by staying top of mind and continuing to build the relationships that she's already created. You just need to know what you want to do, okay? And that's the power of the experience system. So let me zoom out. Again, we've got set the vision, a goal setting system that sets the target. Capture attention, a marketing system that creates demand. Acquire business, a sales system that turns that demand into signed clients. Lead with systems, an operation system that keeps the machine running. And elevate experience, a client experience system that compounds growth through past client and referrals. So those are the 5 systems every agent needs to scale their business. So what is missing? And you might be thinking, I actually have some of these things. I have a CRM, I have checklists, I track my pipeline, and you probably do. I told you at the beginning of all of this that you already have systems, but do they all work together? Could someone else look at your business and understand how everything connects? The missing piece is integration. Having tools and templates is not the same as having systems. Having pieces of them isn't the same as having a business that actually works without you. And it's mind blowing what happens when you don't just have a marketing system or a sales system or even just some really baller automations in your operations system, but when you have them all connected. Because then vision feeds marketing, and marketing feeds sales, and sales feeds operations, and operations feeds experience, and experience loops back into vision, right? That's the one that agents are ignoring, is the integration of all 5. And when they're disconnected, you remain in the chaos that you're living in right now. When they're integrated, you have clarity and predictability and control. And that's how you stop starting from zero every month, how you stop spinning your wheels, and that is how you scale. Okay. So now I know that I just threw a whole lot at you. I basically gave you the speed dating version of one of our most popular systems implementation programs. And in case you haven't caught on yet, I'm coming to you today with the solution for all of this. So, using our scale framework, we've created our strategy to scale program so you can stop sitting around waiting for the right time and have someone else come into your business and install these systems for you. So, things finally run the way that they should. And there are two ways to work with us. I'll go over that in the next slide, but both give you the same outcome. And you're going to walk away with an alignment audit, which gives you clarity on what success looks like and where you're headed. The capture attention playbook, which is mapping out your core values, building out your brand messaging guide, your lead magnets, your landing pages, and really defining those lead gen pillars based off of what you like to do, right? If someone told me to go cold call, I would have a panic attack. I can't even call the dentist, okay? So, consults that convert toolkit, the workflows and campaigns for your lead pillars and segments built out, your listing presentation and buyer consultation built or optimized based off of what value you are bringing to the table, your ops command center. So mapping out your automations and your accountability charts, your ops playbook. If someone else were to come into your business, like an admin, okay, would they know what to do? Or are you going to be wasting money trying to have them read your mind? And then your lifetime client blueprint. So your client journey mapped from under contract to post close. So there's two ways to work with us. We have our VIP day, which is one full day of strategy and clarity mapping. And then 2 weeks later, we've built it out and integrated all of these systems for you, ready to run. And then we have our 12-week program, which is weekly strategy calls with layered accountability and time to implement step by step with our support. VIP day is perfect if you're ready for done now or yesterday, a lot of times. And the 12-week program is perfect if you want breathing room while we build. And so, if you are ready to stop carrying it all and start building systems that work without you, I would love to chat and go through this even further. I know, like I said, I gave you the speed dating version of this, but all of these systems, if you don't know how much a lead costs for you to convert it, and close it, if you are not sure what is happening in your business on the day to day, then let's at least have a chat and I can go through, do a mini audit with you and figure it out.
That is awesome, Lauren. Thank you so, so much.
You are welcome.
I have said it 1,000 times, and I will continue to say it. When real estate agents start taking themselves seriously and their business seriously and investing time, energy, money, effort into it, that's when the clients are going to take you seriously. When I first got started, I thought I was just going to sell like one or two houses a year and just kind of dabble in real estate. And when I realized how much I love doing this, I legitimately hired a babysitter 2 days a week for 3 hours or 4 hours each day and was just like, you know what? I'm going to take this seriously. And those 3 hours or 4 hours that I have a babysitter, I am going to pound the pavement,
Mhm.
figure out what I need to do to grow this real estate business, watch training videos, watch YouTube videos, whatever it took during those hours. And I didn't let myself do anything. I don't even think I let myself eat, during those times because I didn't want to waste a second. I wanted to invest in myself and into my business, and it's paid off 100,000-fold. I'll just say
Yeah.
it's yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing what you can get out if you just put in the work and in the money, the energy, the effort. So I encourage everyone to implement these systems. This is amazing. I've got so many notes. I want to, look through all of this and do better on my own systems. And because there's so many things that, I, off a off the top of my head, I can tell you, about how many transactions I do, about, where my leads come from, but to be able to just like pull a system and say, oh my goodness, this one thing right here has brought me, X amount of closings or X amount of business. So I need to, go into that even more so.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. So
Well, and
I,
even just having it all documented, it makes it, you know, seamless,
yeah,
repeatable. You
yeah,
can bring someone else into your business. If you've been thinking about hiring an admin or a showing assistant, or, you're like, ooh, I would love to start a team one day, right?
yeah,
If you don't have all of this written down
yeah,
and mapped out, it's not repeatable because it's all
yeah,
stuck in your head.
that's right.
And a lot of times people are like, oh, I want to hire an admin so that it gets out of my head. And then 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, they're like, my admin's not doing anything. No,
Yeah,
you haven't gotten it out of your head yet.
that's right. That's
You
right. Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I
So,
I am, I want to thank you again so, so much. Does anyone, before we let y'all leave today, have any questions? All right.
okay.
So, Lauren, a lot of our agents will go back and watch these. We archive these, so just prepare. People may reach out to you in the next couple weeks or even months when we get them on our Thinkific site. And get with me,
Right.
and I'll be happy to show you our dashboard.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to nerd out for a
Yeah.
second.
Love to show you that. Well, thank you everybody that is hopped on today. Just a reminder, we've got a Braves game coming up. If you're around the Atlanta area or you just want to come in town for the day and hang out with us at the Braves game, text me or email Bailey if you'd like to RSVP for that. And thank you all again. Thank you, Lauren. Y'all have a
Thank
good
you.
day. Bye bye.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.